It's Plugin Boutique's 12th anniversary, and they're celebrating by teaming up with some of the biggest plugin companies to offer you some huge savings on some of the best plugins out there. So let's have a look at what you can grab during their anniversary sale. And this video is not sponsored or anything. They didn't even ask me to do this. I just noticed the sale and thought I'd make a video to show you what I would pick if I were buying these, and some of them I've already purchased. So first up is the Native Instruments Digital Analog Bundle. And in my opinion, there's one plugin in here that's worth that $54 alone, but you're getting more than just that. So let's have a look at the one that I think is worth it alone, and that is the Studio Drummer. This is an excellent plugin. I've been using Studio Drummer more and more lately, and it is such a great drummer plugin. Not only does Studio Drummer sound great, but it also includes over 3,300 MIDI grooves, so you can start adding your drum beat to your tracks right away. And now let's have a look what else we're going to get in here. We'll go to the very top, and it's the Massive Synth. Maybe you have this one already. It is a very, very popular workhorse synth. And like the name suggests, it has some massive, huge sounds to it. Plus, in this bundle, you're going to get some of the original expansions with it as well. So tons of sounds in this one. The next plugin that you get in this bundle is the iZotope Neo Verb, and this is their smart reverb plugin. So there's an AI reverb assistant in there. You can run that, and it's going to suggest some settings that you should use for reverb on whatever track you put it on. So that's kind of a cool idea. It's very flexible. It has a built-in EQ, and you can put this thing all over the place. Now, next up in here, we have the very popular BX console Focusrite SC. You can see this is based on a console that was built special for the Beatles producer, Sir George Martin. It's a really cool channel strip plugin. It can add some character to your tracks that's a little different than everybody else who's using SSL and other channel strip plugins or no channel strip plugins. This can add some cool sounds to your tracks. Also in here, you have this BX Hybrid V2. Now, this is a plugin that I haven't used. I've used the rest and I continue to use the other ones, but this one I haven't used. However, it does look really cool. It's a mixing and mastering EQ. And as the name suggests, it's hybrid, so you can get some analog sounds out of this. Plus, you can get your nice, transparent, clean digital sounds from this, which would make it great for your mastering EQ. If you want a nice clean master, if you like to add a little color to it, you can do that as well. So that's the first bundle deal that I'd recommend getting from Plugin Boutique right now. And I just want to mention, if you're thinking of getting more than one plugin or more than one bundle deal, you might want to do it in separate transactions, because with every transaction you do right now, you can choose a free plugin or 1 month free of Loop Cloud Artist. And the plugins that you can choose between are Pulsar's W495. It's a mastering EQ. It sounds really good. I've used this a few times. I do have that one. And also you can choose the Polymax synth from Universal Audio. And anytime you can get a free Universal Audio plugin, it's always worth getting. So if you don't have that one already, you might want to grab that. Now let's look at the next plugin bundle that I recommend, and that's the UAD Electronic Music Bundle at just $69. And in this UAD bundle, you get a couple of instruments and a few effects. So let's have a look at what you're going to get. You get the Opal morphing synth with your instruments, and the other instrument is the Moog Mini Moog. So some great sounds to cover the classic analog sounds. Plus you can get some huge modern sounds in there as well with the Opal morphing synth. Then down here, we start our effects, which you start off with the Studer A800 tape recorder. And this is a plugin that I recently bought. I've been using it on pretty much every track in my project and on some of my buses as well. It can add some nice subtle tape saturation to just smooth out your digital tracks a little bit, kind of make them sound a little nicer. But you can also turn this thing up and add some very noticeable harmonic saturation in there, and it's not too harsh, which I really like about this one. Now, the next effect is actually 3 effects. It's the 1176 Classic Limiter Collection. So you get 3 different 1176s in this collection, and each one has its own vibe and character to it. These are probably my most used plugins in all of my projects since I grabbed the limiter collection a few months ago. These are excellent quality 1176 plugins. So you get those, and then you get the Lexicon 224 digital reverb. Again, this is another one that I recently purchased, and since I grabbed this one, I've been using this all over the place. Anywhere I need a reverb, I throw this one on there. There's a reason why the hardware that this is modeled after has been used by many big musicians out there, and a lot of producers really like the original hardware version of this. The plugin version is extremely easy to use. You have these sliders here and then just some buttons that you can press. There's a ton of presets in there as well, so you have some decent starting points for whatever you're working on. Now, if you're looking for some inspiration or some new/old sounds for your next track, you might want to check out this next bundle deal. And as you can see, it's just $9.99 and you get 3 instrument plugins with this one. So let's have a look at those. So first up, you get the extremely popular Expand 2. This thing is truly a workhorse instrument. It has your lead sounds, your pads, your brass, your bells, percussive sounds in there, vocal types of sounds. All kinds of sounds are in the Expand 2 plugin. It's been a very popular plugin for many years. And also in here, you get the DB33. And this is a vintage tone wheel organ style instrument. And the sounds of this were very popular in the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. You had these tone wheel organs that were fairly popular. This one is an excellent sounding one. I've used it for several years, and it's always nice to grab the DB33 if you're looking for an instrument and you don't quite want just a regular piano. You don't want an e-piano. You want something with a little character, a little mojo. Well, you can throw the DB33 on there and it kind of just changes the vibe of your track. It gives it a really nice feel and just adds something different to it. And next up in here, you get the Vacuum Vintage Synth. And this is a monophonic tube synthesizer that actually has 2 oscillators in there, and you can morph between the 2 oscillators, which is really cool. You can come up with some great sounds for that. It has a bunch of presets in there to help you get started with it. It has some really cool sounds, and $10 for all 3 of these instruments is an excellent deal. And there's many other deals in here from other manufacturers like Cherry Audio. And to check out their latest synth, click the video on the screen. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating. Fist bump. Thumbs up.